So hi guys, quite a number of people have been asking me about this upcoming MTN IPO. MTN is listing its shares on the Uganda Securities Exchange, and my DM is full of questions on tell us, is this legit? So what I thought, as opposed to me responding to everyone independently, I was like, you know what, let me just do one single video. I talk about all the questions that people are asking and share my thoughts on everything that has been asked to me so far. Okay, so the first question people are asking is this legit? Should we go ahead and buy these shares? Now, about legitimacy, don't look at it in the line of I don't know why people are even asking me that question, but the first question I'm always asking people back is, do you trust that MTN is going to be around now and forever going forward? And if you believe that MTN is a force that is not only going to be powerful now but also in the future, then that should be your sentiment towards that trust. If you can trust MTN, that MTN is going to be around and be profitable henceforth, I believe you have no reason to object. And secondly, you need to also understand that MTN is one of the largest taxpayers in the country. I mean, they make it every year, each and every year, they're among the top 5 companies in terms of tax payments, at least for the Ugandan economy. So what this means is they are by far among the most profitable companies, meaning, yes, they're worthwhile being invested in, at least according to my point of view. Now, the second question that people are asking is about how does this actually work? Now, that is a relatively broad question. This is the stock market, meaning there are 2 ways you can monetize out of the stock market. Option number 1 is, say you buy the stock at 200 shillings. You use, give or take, hypothetically 10 million Uganda shillings, and each of your shares is 200 shillings. Now, if this price goes up from 200 shillings to 300 shillings, and you used the 10 million to buy those shares, it means once you sell those shares, once the price has reached 300 shillings, you will have made an extra 5 million. That's a 50% rise in the price of the share. That is option number 1. And option number 2 is the dividends. Of course, every year, given that MTN is a very profitable company, what happens is they give off dividends. They give out dividends. So if you own a number of shares, it means you would be entitled to some of those dividends that come out from MTN every year. I know if you're investing little money, they might be little, but the more money you invest, the more substantial that amount of money that you get paid out in dividends is actually. So it depends on what exactly you're trying to achieve when investing. I believe that is ultimately what I should be asking you, like, what are you trying to achieve? So if you're just looking to enter in and exit once the price goes up, it's an option. If you're looking to make a couple of dividends, it's still also an option. So it's fertile either way. Then the third question people are asking is, how do you actually go about this? For the first time, honestly, I'm impressed with MTN. What happened is, buying shares in Uganda was extremely hard. I mean, it was easier for me to buy Facebook shares than it was for me to buy Uganda Clay shares. But what MTN has done, they have brought a platform that now integrates investment. They're actually listing their shares using their mobile money menu, meaning all you have to do is dial *165, *65 hash. And if you don't have an SCD account is like a bank account for the stock market. You can create an SCD account. If you have one, you can just book and actually purchase the shares directly off your mobile money menu. So I'm hoping they can expand this further so that even other shares can be purchased, because I honestly do not understand why it is much easier for someone to buy Facebook shares and liquidate and get their money out than it is for a normal Ugandan to buy Ugandan shares. Either whether you're buying or liquidating, it's extremely hard, which is prohibiting quite a number of people from actually purchasing shares. Now, so those are the top 3 questions that people have been asking me. When it comes to if I'm going to invest, like I said, that is more or less a personal decision, but I think I'll throw a couple of bucks in. And if you have a couple of extra bucks that are just sitting, buy a couple of MTN shares. You honestly have nothing to lose. I feel like the gain is much more than the loss. And the final question is how much, what is the minimum investment? So that quite a number of people have also asked me that. So the smallest package, I think, is 100K. Each share price is 200 shillings, meaning you divide 100K by 200, and those are the number of shares in MTN that you're going to own. There are a total of 4.5 billion shares that have been listed at 200 shillings, and that's the entire purchase. The 4.5 million shares will account for about 20% of MTN as a whole. Once the sale is done, once the initial public offering is done, I think MTN will be valued at $1 billion US, which is a good one. It's been a while since we have local companies listing. I think the last was Cipla, but I would want to see a market where we have more listings coming in locally. It goes a long way towards helping the market grow. So that's all from me today, folks. Bye-bye.